Years ago, I made a video on the main TradeSmart channel about the Slingshot Trading Strategy. This strategy performed really well in my 100 backtest in that video, so I decided it's time to code it into a full pinescript strategy so I can test and optimize it on bigger time intervals and any asset and time frame. And I did exactly that. I went over to ChatGPT, coded the full strategy, and after coding I tested the original settings. Well, the results were not so good. So I'm not going to waste your time with showcasing that. I will only show you the final optimization that's actually profitable. And as usual, I share the full strategy script with all of you for free. Without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Okay, for this strategy, first head over to TradingView and set up the BTC/USDT 1-hour chart. Once you got that, let's add the main indicator of this strategy. Open up the Indicators tab and type in CM Slingshot. Look this one from Chris Moody. Once you add it to your chart, it will look something like this. This indicator is a simple buy and sell indicator, consists of two exponential moving averages, one faster moving one and one slower moving one. When the faster moving one is above the slower moving one, it means that we are in an uptrend and the market direction is generally trending upwards. So this indicator will look for long entries. We get a valid long entry when the price retraces back into between these two moving averages or under it, and then breaks back above both of them. That's when this green arrow will be printed. Similarly, a short entry signal will be printed when the fast moving exponential moving average is under the slow moving average, the price retraces back into these averages or above it, and then comes back under it again, closing under it. That's when you get this red arrow. Now for the original strategy I showcased on the TradeSmart channel, we used many more indicators. For stop loss, we used the fixed ATR based stop loss, we used a directional volatility and volume filter, the squeeze momentum as a filter, the volume oscillator as a filter, and a trend moving average as a filter. But after coding this strategy and optimizing the strategy, I found out that we get a perfectly good setup with only using the squeeze momentum as a filter, alongside with a fixed ATR stop loss and take profit, and an ATR trading stop loss. Now once you open up the original Slingshot indicator, it will look something like this. As I mentioned, it uses a fast moving average and a slow moving average, therefore there should be two parameters that you can modify. But in this case, there are none. So you can set up the length of the fast moving average and the length of the slow moving average. And this matters a lot because the coded strategy I made has an option to set up those values. So if you want to modify the length of the fast moving average and the slow moving average, this is what you have to do. Here you can see the Slingshot indicator. Now click on this one. This will open up the source code. Now you need to make a copy of the source code that you can modify. So click here, create a working copy, and now you can modify it. In these two lines you can set up the slow EMA and the fast EMA. This value is the length of the slow EMA and this value is the length of the fast EMA. For my optimization for the slow EMA we use 120 length, so let's change that. And for the fast moving average we use a 48 length. Now once you've done that modifications, just click on add to chart. It will add the modify slingshot system down here. You can close this window and we can get rid of the old Slingshot indicator. Okay, and now let's add the other indicators needed for the optimized strategy. Open up the Indicators tab again and type in NNFX ATR, and you will need to add this one 2 times to your chart. And we need only one more indicator, the squeeze momentum. Click on this one by Lazy Bear. Okay, my squeeze momentum is here at the bottom, and I already set up the 2 ATRs here. So now let's see the settings. First the Slingshot, remember we set up the 120 length for the slow EMA and the 48 length for the fast EMA. For the first NNFX ATR indicator, which we will use as a fixed take profit and stop loss level, make sure to set the X value, its length or period, to 20, the take profit multiplier to 2, and the stop loss multiplier to 18. Then go over to the Styles tab, untick the main ATR, and change the line styles to step line. This way it will be easier to see. Now for the second NNFX ATR indicator, which we will use as a trading stop loss, make sure to set the X value to 140, the TP value can be anything because we don't need that, and the SL value should be set a 24 multiplier. Again go over to the Styles tab, untick the buy TP, the sell TP and the main ATR. We only need the buy SL and the sell SL. You can change the line size if you want, but I chose to leave it as a line so we can see which is the fixed stop loss and which is the trading stop loss. And finally, for the squeeze momentum, you only need to change one thing, and that is the KC length. It should be set at 90. Okay, if you've done that correctly, we are now ready to take a look on long and short entry examples. For that, I will enable the script I made to find a few good entries. Okay, here we have a valid long entry. Now, as my script is already active, we can close the Slingshot system and it will be easier to see. Okay, so this is our valid long entry signal candle. For a valid long entry, first we need to get a buy signal from the Slingshot system. Now you can't really see, but there's an arrow. If I apply the modified Slingshot system, we can see that there is a little green arrow. The price came into the moving averages and it break back above. And the fast moving average was above the slow moving average. And only one other rule needs to be met, and that is a green bar from the squeeze momentum. It can be light or dark, just make sure it's green. If you got those two things, we can take an entry at the close of the signal candle or at the open of the next candle. As always, the script will enter at the open of the next candle because all conditions need to be met at the close of this candle. The stop loss will be placed at the first NNFX ATR's line, which is this red line down here at the bottom, right there. And the fixed take profit level will be right here at this blue line. Now, I don't think you've ever seen this before, but this strategy uses a 1 to 0.11 risk to reward ratio level, which is very unusual. But as I told you, I made an optimization and these values came out to be the best. And I checked the after optimization date results too, and those are really good. So now we are going to go with this one. Now we not only have a fixed stop loss and a take profit level, but we are also using a trading stop loss, which is this NNFX line right here, the second NNFX that we set up. Each time this red line moves up, we move our trading stop loss up and up. And if any time the price hits this level, we will close the position instantly. Now, as you can see, at the beginning, the trading stop loss starts at a much lower level than the fixed stop loss. But as time goes on, it can get closer and closer. Now, in case of this position, this was a winning trade. Now, let's see a short example. Here we have a valid short entry signal. For a valid short entry, first we need the fast moving average to be under the slow moving average. Then we need the price to retrace into those moving averages and then close back under both of those moving averages. Now again, if I apply the Slingshot system, you can see that it prints a red arrow when that happens. And the second rule that needs to be met for a valid short entry is that we need a red bar from the squeeze momentum. Now you can't really see it, but if I move this line, you can see that this is a red bar. It can be light red or dark red. The only thing matters that it should be red. If these two rules are met, we can enter into a short position at the close of the signal candle or at the open of the next candle. The stop loss now will be placed at the upper red NNFX ATR line, this one, which is at an 18 times ATR distance, and the take profit level will be at this blue line right here, which is a 2 times ATR distance. In case of this trade, the take profit level was hit quickly, but don't forget about the trading stop loss, which is a 24 times ATR distance. So each time this line moves at a lower level, we move the stop loss at a lower and lower level. If it moves up, we never move it upwards, just lower levels. I know it seems that this is unnecessary, but trust me, during a 4-year optimization, this trading stop loss got useful many times. Okay, so those are the rules for this strategy. I don't think I need to show you any more examples because it's pretty easy, pretty simple to use. Once you know how to set up the Slingshot system, the two NNFX ATR indicators and the squeeze momentum, you are good to go. So now, are you ready for the results? Let's see. Oh, one more thing before revealing the results. This is how the strategy script looks like that you can get access to. And how to get access, you just have to go down into the description of this video. You will find there a Google Drive link where you can download the full strategy script. So once you open up that Google Drive link, you just copy the code, come back to TradingView, click on the Pine editor right here at the bottom, then click here, then create new and strategy, highlight everything here, delete it, paste the script you copied right here, and then click on add to chart. If you've done that correctly, the script will be added to your chart like this. Now I made sure that the default settings are set to my optimizations, both the inputs tab and the properties tab, so don't worry about it. Talking about the properties tab, this is really important for the backtest and the strategy itself. We are using a $100,000 initial capital and the same $100,000 order size. Now this value can be 1,000, 1,000, 10,000, 10,000. What matters that they are the same value. The commission should be set at a 0.1% and the slippage at a 2 ticks. And now let's see the results. So my optimization date range was from the 1st of March 2021 till the 1st of March 2025. And these are the results. During this 4-year period, the trade count was 260, the net profit is 166%, and the max drawdown is 24%. We got a really high 91% win rate, but that's because the strategy uses a 1 to 0.11 risk-reward ratio. As I mentioned earlier, and in many videos, the win rate does not matter at all for any strategy. What matters is the risk-reward ratio in relation with the win rate. The profit factor is 1.7, which is pretty good. Now, for those who are interested, let's see the Performance tab, the Trade Analysis tab, and the Risk Performance Ratios. With this blue line, you can see how the buy and hold performed in this time interval, and this green line is our strategy. Now, with a risk-reward ratio like this one, 1 to 0.11, what you will always see is that the equity curve gradually climbs up without any losing trades. Then when one losing trade comes, it drops significantly. A lot of people don't like this type of trading, but for this optimization, this is what worked the best. Also, as I always say, what really matters is not the optimization date range performance, what you can see here, but how the strategy performs after the optimization date. And why is that? If you optimize a strategy and you only check the results inside the optimization date range, you can fall into the problem of overfitting or over-optimization. That means that you can optimize the parameters so specifically for that time and date range that the strategy will only perform good on that set number of candles. So now, let's take a look on the after optimization date results. I will change the start date to the end date of the optimization range, and the end date of the optimization date range to today's date, which is the 27th of September. Let's wait till it generates the results, and look at that. Beautiful equity curve. Only had one losing trade right here, which brings the strategy to a 96% win rate. But just take a look at how big effect that one losing trade had. Before that one losing trade, the total profit was 33,000 USD, but after that it dropped to 26,000 USD. Now if we look back when the equity curve was last at a 26,000 level, it is right around here. So that one losing trade wiped out around 10 winning trades. So if you are using a strategy like this, be prepared for that. None of this is financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. Now compared to the buy and hold equity curve, the strategy underperformed a bit, but it only had a 9% maximum drawdown, which is really low. So if you want higher net profit, you can increase the position sizing, and let me show you how to do that. Go into the settings of the strategy, in the properties tab, and change the order size from the same value as the initial capital to, let's say, double that. So now as the initial capital is 100,000 USD and the order size is 200,000 USD, we are using double that what we used previously. Now let's update the report. And as you can see, now the strategy outperforms the buy and hold. It generates 52% net profit in around half a year with a 17% maximum drawdown, which is still inside my tolerance level. That's all for today. Don't forget to check out the full strategy script down in the description. You can download it for free. And make sure to check out the strategy ranking spreadsheet. That will be linked down in the description too, where you can find all the strategies I have tested, ranked so far. But keep in mind, those results are the in-sample data, so the optimization date range data. And that wraps up today's video. If you like this one, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and check out my main channel, TradeSmart, where you can explore my best strategy scripts and optimizations. If you want to support the channel, you can purchase a strategy script from our Patreon shop or become a Smart Trader tier member to get access to all of my premium scripts and optimizations. Link is in the description. If you want to see another profitable strategy script, check out this video. Or if you are interested about my best strategies that have been performing extremely good for many months now, check out this video on my main TradeSmart channel. As always, thank you all for watching, have an amazing day, and until next time, trade smart.